A young man was completely shattered by the continuous failure of his small business and the mountain of debts piling up. He felt like a total failure, and the constant taunts from society made his life unbearable. Feeling completely helpless, he decided to end his journey. With heavy steps, he walked toward a high cliff outside the village, intending to jump into the raging river below. As he reached the edge of the cliff, his eyes caught sight of the sight of a small, narrow pathway leading down to a hidden cave. Beneath the rocks, the view from the cliff was terrifying yet mesmerizing. Driven by a sudden, strange curiosity, instead of jumping, he decided to walk down that path first. Inside the cave, he found an old monk sitting in deep silence. The monk's face was glowing with an unexplainable calm, untouched by the chaotic roar of the river outside. The young man quietly went and sat near him. Sensing a presence, the monk opened his eyes, looking at the dark circles and deep despair on the young man's face. The monk gently asked who he was. The young man broke down and said, "I have lost everything. I am trapped in a web of failures and debts, and I have come here to jump into the river and end my life." The monk listened patiently. He realized that a series of quick failures had broken the young man's spirit. He looked at him and said, "My child, defeat is temporary, but giving up is permanent. Life changes its colors just like the seasons. You must not lose hope." To bring back the young man's lost confidence, the monk began to narrate a story. Years ago, a sculptor was working at the base of this very mountain. He found two unique pieces of stone. He decided to use them for two different purposes. He took the first stone, polished it quickly, gave it a beautiful, smooth shape, and placed it right on the river bank as a decorative seat for travelers. It looked instantly attractive, and everyone praised it. But the sculptor took the second stone, dug deep into the earth, and buried more than half of its body firmly into the hard mountain bedrock, leaving only a rough, unpolished part visible on the outside. Traveler often mocked the second stone, saying, "Look at the first one. It looks so beautiful and serves a purpose, while the second one remains buried in the mud, rough and useless." For months, the first stone enjoyed all the attention, while the second stone silently bore the pressure of the earth and the heavy rain. Then came the monsoon. Then came the monsoon. A massive flash flood hit the valley. The roaring river overflowed and swept away the beautiful first stone because it was just sitting superficially on the surface. But when the violent waves crashed against the second stone, they couldn't move it even an inch, because it had spent all that time anchoring itself deep into the bedrock. It stood solid, breaking the force of the water. Eventually, the flood passed, and that rotted stone become the permanent foundation for a safe bridge over the river. The monk looked deeply into the young man's eyes and said, "The first stone got quick success and superficial beauty, but it lacked depth. The second stone took time because it was integrating itself with the mountain. We must remember two things from this. First, when life gives you setbacks, don't think you are failing. Think that are think that you are getting time to anchor yourself deeper. Second, focus on making your character and inner strength unbreakable first. If your foundation is deeply rooted in patience and ethics, no financial storm or social conflict can wash you away. Keep patience, work on your inner self, and your time of stability will surely come.